Video games are as hard to put down as cigarettes, porn or heroin. In fact, gamers play for decades without realizing they are consuming a drug. I do this guide to help young men destroyed in the real world and degenerates in the virtual world find hope again. Porn and virtual entertainment like video games are destroying testosterone and sperm levels in young men. In this video, I will put every single thing you need to know about quitting video games, and I will communicate with you as much as I can, telepathically and emotionally, what to do. Because you see, bro, I was an idiot. For 24 years of my life, my brain, my grey matter, tricked me into believing that playing video games was actually improving myself. It's a very distinct feeling that when you're a gamer, understand very well. Instead of thinking about how to find a girlfriend or how to get a six-pack, you think all the time about how this video game will enrich you somehow. It all started in high school at around 13 to 14 years old, where I was bullied in a very terrific way, and so much so that I can't really speak about it on YouTube for obvious reasons. And the teachers did nothing. And my parents couldn't physically come to help me. So I was all alone by myself. I was screwed, and I tried my best to counteract the bullies, but I just couldn't. So as an escape, I turned to video games. And I'm talking like crazy, like 12 hours plus a day, full of chips, Doritos, everything. I was a full-blown degenerate at 14 years old, which is of course abnormal. I fell victim to the injustices of the real world, and I paid for that. This is why if you've fallen into the abyss of video games and it might not have been your fault, you might be justifiable to keep doing it, because that's what makes you happy. But of course, at the end of the day, the whole point is happening to you. So you must find a way to fix the situation, or you will repeat my same mistakes. And again, bro, I speak from the heart, take my words to heart, because you will risk arriving at 25 years old that you're still a virgin and you have no money in the bank account. I wish someone told me this. The way you play video games turns out in the real world. Keep in mind, I fucking love video games. I love them. Being a degenerate, playing 12 hours plus a day, caffeine, Monster Energy, killing enemies, it's fucking awesome. Games are so appealing because in the virtual world you own 10 houses, 100 swords, 100 relics and whatever. Because yes, the fulfillment that you get from achieving, from grinding, feels better than the achievement you might get in the real world. But the problem is that it's just all dopamine. It's shallow, it's empty, it lasts only a few hours once you get it. Whereas the other is much more fulfilling and it lasts much longer. And yes, it takes overcoming significant challenges, but once you do overcome them, at least at the beginning, the feeling that you get of finally seeing improvement in your life after years of wasting time in video games is priceless. Once you overcome this desire, you won't feel ever again the what am I doing with my life situation every 3 months or so, and you know what I'm talking about. The skills and confidence gained from gaming, like for example the leadership you develop from leading a guild in WoW World of Warcraft, can sometimes transmutate into real-life successes and can provide a huge sense of motivation and pride for you in the real world. This is confirmed by the fact that all men want inside to be rich and successful with a nice girlfriend, a big house, a Lamborghini and millions in the bank account. But after decades of escapism, they forget that that spark is still inside. They just chose the easy route because of course they don't live in the future and can't see that those 12 hours a day of video games will make you regret all your life choices. They want inside to have this. You want inside to have this. But what happens as soon as you hit a roadblock in the real world? You come back to play video games again, and even more than before. You have to learn to transmute the drive to grind for loot or gear in video games into productive, healthy, positive action. You can literally teach yourself and live with the desire to not play video games ever again. You have to choose between short-term thinking, incredible instant satisfaction, but one day it will go down with all the house of cards, or a few years of moderate hard work and discipline, because with the power of the internet you can get rich quick, so that in 5 years you can have all the short-term thinking things like caffeine, video games, dopamine, and you can have more, and it's amplified. It's amplified by the long-term gratification things that you will have, like a list of girls you can see on dating apps on that write you on Instagram, or maybe the house that you just bought, the money that you have. When you level up in the real world, the rewards are so much bigger. The magnitude, the weight of the pleasant sensation that you will feel in your heart and in your soul is so much bigger. I can give you a myriad of examples to keep you motivated. For example, a 10 out of 10 girlfriend sucking your dick. Or in 5 years playing video games every day, plus going to expensive restaurants and having a nice girlfriend that plays the games with you. I'm doing this right now. I'm caffeinated out of the bone, and when I was scripting and registering the video, I feel a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment that the future will give me that is unmatchable with anything else. Just make sure that when you grind in real life, you are fully connected to the present moment. And of course, an important critique is that yes, these things takes years and decades to get, but the longer you wait, the longer you wait for the fulfillment to arrive, the more amazing, incredible, and unbelievable the short-term amazing emotion of relief, of finally getting what you want will be. The emotion of fulfillment and freedom and peace that you will feel will be incredible. Starting out is the hardest part because so many people say, hey, from tomorrow I will quit video games, I will get my life together. And of course, as soon as they hit the roadblock or the limits of the real world in their environment, they get discouraged and they get back to play video games again, right? You are at level 1 again. You have to feel the discomfort of starting out. You have to overcome it, and once you overcome the struggle, it will get better. You will literally feel the work of improving yourself get better because you will get better. The only way to conquer the desire to play video games in the morning, just like with any other drug, is to use all your willpower. I know the answer is disappointing, but you can keep hearing strategies that will not work for you, or you can hear the truth. Use this impulse, resist it, and use it for something productive. You need to create a new healthy impulse, starting from a desire that is natural, personal, like becoming better. You change the impulse by reflecting on it, so that you positively reinforce the desire in your heart. And journaling is incredibly helpful. At the beginning, when you replace video games with your new productive habits, you will feel worse because you're not seeing any progress. But when you do, the progress will motivate you to move forward, and that's how you achieve momentum. And people don't understand this. When you start out, when you do the right things, your mind will always punish you for it by making you feel uncomfortable. Your mind will make you feel like you're wasting your time, that it's pointless, it's meaningless, you will never make it, it's too hard. So you have to take this desire, alter it, and again use it to and transform it into something productive. This is literally the secret. It's as simple as it gets. There's no super successful young guy who built his success by playing video games 6 to 8 hours a day. Maybe there are some people who built a successful business playing 2 hours a day, maybe for the dailies and whatever, but I don't think so. That's why you have to lock in and focus and grind. That's why I tell you what you need to hear. Dopamine detox, quitting cold turkey or semi-cold turkey is necessary. Now, this will be about conquering the desire to play video games. I have to say this, it's never 1 hour a day. I just tested this. I played an MMORPG while scripting this video, and my brain, my mind, always wanted to continue with another dungeon, another raid. That's not how it works. You need to have the power to stop immediately playing whatever game are you playing. And within the first 5 to 10 minutes, all this willpower, this motivation to do something productive, will come back and you will use it to study or to work. And of course, as soon as you come back to work for a future-oriented cause, all this satisfaction and fulfillment and happiness for a future event will be amplified again. When we conquer this desire to play video games, we conquer the desire to get better in the real world. This is why people fail to follow self-improvement routines, because they don't have actually the desire to improve. So they come back to the comfort, to the routine, to the static things. The real secret of self-improvement is this one, that you have to resist the impulse daily, and over time it gets better. It's never a short-term thing. It takes weeks and months, sometimes years. This wall is basically a set of battles that you win in your mind in terms of dopamine. Remember, it's just a short-term dopamine battle in your mind, and once you conquer it, it's over. Motivate yourself by finding interviews on the internet of people who are completely sober from video games, and you will see similarities between your story and their own. Set goals and grind with this primal, almost degenerate need to get better. Get up, drink caffeine, do your routines, and repeat. That's literally the secret that will make you free. You have to do the boring work day in and day out. The amount of dopamine that you get from video games will lead to a happiness that is short term, and in the long term you will feel much worse. You have to prefer a dopamine, let's say, gateway that is more natural, like improving yourself or going out with your friends. Because in the real world, it's mentally and physically more challenging. But when you get the improvement that you seek, your life will immediately get better. Giving up way too soon now. I know that giving up too soon is a personality trait in the DNA of some people, myself included. But do you know who the big gaming companies like Bethesda and Blizzard actually target? They target teenagers and adults with no sex life, no intimacy, no friends, and that are all alone in their bed. They target degenerate losers people. The only way to be motivated to take action is through humiliation, regret, sorrow, resentment for all your past sins. These are terrible motivating factors. You need this yin and yang for your motivation to start. This is basically all I know about quitting video games. If you find this video helpful, this is all I know about quitting video games. If you find this video helpful, please place a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments. See you soon.